Good afternoon, Synergy Vocational Academy, and welcome to the very first episode of Coach's Corner. I am Mr. Meyer, and I'm here with my very good friend, Coach Dre. Anyone who doesn't know Coach Dre, he is one of the newest additions to the Synergy family. He brings some amazing things to our school, and we're just so excited to be here with him today. So welcome, Coach Dre.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We are so excited. So for those who might not know Coach, we know you wear many hats here at Synergy, but one of which is going to be, we're all going to be seeing soon, the boys varsity basketball team, and you are their head coach. So could you tell us a little bit about who you are, where you come from, your life as a coach?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, of course. Well, first and foremost, I was born in Pembroke Pines, Florida, so about 2 hours away from here. So it's very nice to be close to home. I lived in Oklahoma for the past 7-8 years, and man, being so far away for my family was very tough. And I'm a very, very much family-oriented individual. So born in Pembroke Pines, Florida. I went to school at Florida Gulf Coast University. There around my junior year, I realized that coaching was like really what I wanted to do. So I started taking it seriously by my junior year. I was a student manager there. So I was on the coaching staff, but as a student manager, volunteering and things like that, helping sweat off the floor, getting drinks for the guys, water, Gatorade, all that, and, doing all the little things, laundry, rebounding for the guys and things like that. And then my senior year, we went to the Sweet 16. I don't know if you recall, Mr. Meyer, but Dunk City was Florida Gulf Coast University. If you look at any of the videos, the highlights on YouTube, I'm over there in my cardigan at the end of the bench, swinging my towel, going crazy. So that was my senior year of college. The year after that, I was trying to build, my horizon and learn more about the game. And I was able to go to the NBA and coach with the Charlotte Bobcats. The last year, they were the Bobcats with Kemba Walker and some of those guys. And I did that for a year. I was a video coordinator intern. I went back to Gulf Coast, finished up my degree in sports management. And then I was able to get out to Oklahoma State as a grad assistant. I got my grad degree there, worked alongside the basketball team there as a GA, and then I got elevated to video coordinator there, and I was a coach video coordinator there for 6 years. And I'm just coming from Oklahoma State to here, so I'm happy to be closer to family, but as well happen to be coaching our Synergy boys basketball team.
Man, oh man, that is such a cool resume. I remember that year, Florida Gulf Coast. I'm a big NCAA tournament guy, big NBA guy. And I remember that year. It came out of left field. Like, I don't think anybody even never heard of that school before, and you just put them on the map.
Yeah. We were the first ever 15 seed. So but for our viewers, when they make the March Madness practice, you have one seeds all the way to 16 seeds. We were a 15 seed, being a small, mid-major program, low-major program, and we were a 15 seed. We were the first ever to beat a 2 seed and then go on to beat a 7 seed. So it was a really, really good time to get to the Sweet 16. It was probably the best time of my life. I mean, I was just a student manager, just learning about coaching. I didn't know anything that was going on, but they were asking for my autograph, and I was signing kids' shirts, and there was even one kid during the Florida game asked me to sign his face, and I'm like, I looked at his mom and I signed it. So
now, is that the 2 seed that they beat? What was the 2 seed that they beat?
That we beat. Yeah. So we beat Georgetown first, and then we went on. They were a 2 seed. Then we went on to beat San Diego State as a 7 seed, and then we played Florida, the University of Florida. We played at Cowboy Stadium, Jerry Road, and it was. I've been able to go to so many different places. Been able to travel the world with basketball. I've been able to go to Europe, Venice, Italy, Greece. I mean, almost every state in the country. The islands, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, all these different places just because of basketball. So it's been awesome.
So cool. So in just a few years, you learned a lot probably about being a coach and working under these coaches. And you mentioned the Charlotte Bobcats. Many people might not know, but who is the owner of the Charlotte Bobcats now Hornets?
I mean, this young generation, they believe that the greatest player of all time is LeBron James, but the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan, is the owner of the Bobcats. So I didn't get to meet him, but I was in the room with him twice, and he is an imposing figure. He's he has a strong personality, to say the least. But yeah, I was able to work under Coach Clifford, and obviously Coach, Mr. Jordan was there as well, but able to just soak up knowledge from different places. I worked under probably 6 or 7 coaches by the time I was, a certain age, a young age. So I was able to learn a lot, pick up a lot, and go from there.
Yeah, and Oklahoma State University, a D1 school.
Can I please have Bradley Cooper to the front
often in the tournament of some, to some caliber. So so really got to experience the real, I mean, major league levels down to the Final Four type environment consistently. So clearly, I was very excited when Coach Dre became an employee of Synergy because I just knew right away. I said, this guy is going to bring some serious talent to our sports program here at Synergy. Really take it up a notch. So can you talk about kind of some of the things that you think that you learned that you're going to be able to apply here as a coach here at Synergy?
Yeah, I mean, to kind of piggyback off what you said, it's all about, just picking out of, the different perspectives and learning from the different perspectives. Like you said, I coached, in the NBA. I coached at a high Division I university, but then also at a low Division I university where we didn't have anything, where I had to literally, as a manager, had to do all the little things. We didn't have, janitors and all that. We had to clean the floor. We had to do all the things that no one wanted to do. So I got to, take all that knowledge and then bring it here. And, to answer your question, I would say the most important thing is discipline. Like, I'm not the smartest person in the room, and I never will, say that I am, but I do work hard. And I think that's very important. So bringing a sense of discipline, responsibility, accountability, but also love as well. I've been around, like I said, 6 or 7 coaches, and I've seen different ways to do it. There's different ways to be successful, and my way is to bring a certain love and a care and let our players, and not just our basketball players. There's some students at the school that aren't on the basketball team, but they know that coach cares about their grades and that they're doing the right thing. I'm always asking them in the hallway, like, are you where you're supposed to be, and little things like that. So as far as what I'm bringing to our school, I would say a sense of discipline and responsibility that I'm going to hold myself to a certain standard.
Amen, amen. And I can also add, if it's okay, I know you're a strong man of faith. Mm-hmm. How do you think your faith factors into your position here at Synergy as a coach?
Yeah, we can be, candid. Me being an African-American gentleman that, shows and not afraid to, whether it's, listen to a gospel song or say that I'm, believe in God is very important, because there's a lot of kids, that look like me, but they don't see someone that looks like me that actually praises God and cares about God. So I would say that would not just, just talking about it, but showing them with an example of starting my classes with prayer, starting practice with prayer, starting our study halls with prayer is very important, because they don't see that when they're at home. And some do, but some actually don't see that when they're at home.
Sure. Awesome. Yeah, and you mentioned kind of like the Joshua figure, that you're down there cleaning the sweat off the floor and elevating. You have to be able to follow before you can lead, and that's probably an important thing to teach these kids too. So
very much so. There's no job too big and no job too small.
Yeah. Tell me about this upcoming school year for basketball, this season that's coming in November, right around the corner. Are you excited? What are you seeing on the court? What's going on behind the scenes here?
Yeah. I'm always excited. Basketball is my passion. Like I wear a lot of hats, but basketball is what I love. It's how I'm able to get through to our guys and to our school. Because there's a lot of kids that aren't on the basketball team, but they're asking me things about basketball. Hey, coach, what about this? Female and male students ask me about different things. So as far as our team, I'm very excited. We still have a month of practices to go. We have practice today. We have some work to do. We still have to learn how important it is to hold each other accountable, as not just to a man, but to our teammates as well. Like, if you see someone doing something they're not supposed to be doing, you need to be able to say, hey, so-and-so, you need to correct yourself, whether it's in class, whether it's doing the wrong thing in one of our teachers' classrooms or on the court. We need to be able to say, hey, that's not what you're supposed to be doing, especially when said person knows what they're supposed to be doing. So I would say accountability, the discipline, all the the things I've been saying, we need to just work on instilling those things. The basketball part will take care of itself if you take care of the person. Like, I'm all about making sure you be the best person you can be, and then the basketball part will take care of itself.
Amen, amen. We see that a lot sometimes. Sometimes that off-the-court behavior in the pros can lead to some things that, hurt the team.
Yeah.
Too much negative spotlight and all that kind of stuff. And also from a Christian perspective, as a Christian man, it's like we have to hold our brothers accountable.
Yeah.
It's proper to, acknowledge things that we all need to fix,
Exactly.
to help build one another up, iron sharpening iron.
Exactly. I'm my brother's keeper, so.
Yes, amen. So tell me about overall the sports program. We'll kind of start to end on this note. The sports program moving forward at Synergy. I know we had a volleyball season that just ended. We obviously have our basketball season. We have a couple things going on here at Synergy. Anything you want to talk about outside of basketball?
Yeah, that's a great question, Mr. Murray. When I first got here, I was seeing, our culinary division and the different departments we have, our esports program, which is great, and the different, aspects of our school. But then I look at our athletic department, and we're not where we need to be. We're not keeping up with the other great parts, even our academic areas in our schools. So we need to get on level and push the envelope as far as sports goes. Like you said, our volleyball season just ended. We didn't do too well, but it was a good learning experience for our girls because we got to play some schools around the area that are at the level we want to get to. So when I say there's a level we want to get to, it's practicing, weightlifting, being competitive, and being able to show that we can have all these other things, but sports is something that like kids want to do, and it's also something that kids can learn about communication. The things the values we're talking about, discipline, the Christian values we're talking about. You can learn that on the basketball court. You can learn that on the football field. You can learn that in all the other places. So what's the vision you asked me for our sports program? I'm not saying we have to have a million different sports, but I think we have to have the integral, this important sports that kids want to play. So kids, in Fort Pierce, PSL, around the area, Jensen, Stewart are in the area. They're like, I want to go to SVA because of this sports team. I want to go to SVA to play for that basketball team because that coach is, cool. I want to go. He's a good coach. He helps me develop not just as a player, but as a person. I don't want that just for the basketball team. Yes, I am the basketball coach, but I want that across the board for all of our sports.
Amen, amen. And awesome. And I'm so excited for this basketball season. I see the kids that you have out there right now, and I see them working hard, and I see the talent that they bring. So I am very excited for this basketball season. And I really believe you guys can do some great things. I know you have some interesting challenges. I've looked at that schedule. It'll be interesting. But it's a great opportunity to put Synergy on the map and let other people know, hey, we're here. We're ready to compete. We got a bright future waiting for us.
For sure.
Coach, we just thank you so much for being here and everything you're bringing to Synergy, brother.
Thank you.
We love you so much, man.
Love you
thank
guys
you
too.
so much.
Thanks for having me.
Synergy, we will see you again soon on the next episode of Coach's Corner. Have a great day.